Good morning. I'm higher vibrations, and so are you. Um, I saw that there was comments before I came on about lower GI, sick stomach, IBS-like symptoms, um, sick stomach, also feeling cold chills on and off. I've noticed this too. I don't know about y'all, but holy cow, yesterday was a day and a half. Yesterday was a day. There was a lot happening energy wise yesterday. Um, I know that I had a lot of activations. Activations are also known as triggers sometimes, and they're the same thing. Um, However, yeah, it was a real activating day, and a lot of density went through and left us yesterday. I noticed. I don't know if anyone else felt that. Um, I definitely did, and I'm still recovering from yesterday. Wow, it was a lot of clearing and stuff that needed to come out. Um, and it was all inside my world, like just in my little bubble, doing my own thing. And then I kind of noticed that it seemed to be happening around the world too. And so, any of you who were having this happening, just letting you know that you weren't alone. Um, so, and I'm going to say hi to people that I saw earlier. There was a conversation between Vegan Vixen and Carmen, who was first, which one of them were first, and I think that they agreed that they both came on first. But hello, everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining. Only those that commented since I've gone live, I'm able to see now. So if I've missed a comment of yours that you'd like read, please write it again. Janet says, did have a major home overhaul yesterday. Fleas. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. I think you're still continuing a conversation from before. Yeah, there's it's some stuff. It seems like everybody's world was kind of like taken out of their plans yesterday in some way. Some things, it was meant for us to be unstable, so we will like express or to a better way of saying express is to resolve these different issues that have been kind of lingering down at the bottom of the tickling the tips of the roots kind of thing. So anyway, wow. I'm glad that we're here today. Oh, by the way, so we've heard a lot of talk about root chakra activation stuff, lots of root chakra stuff. I wanted just to go over the list really quickly. Because there's some things that everybody's feeling right now. Uh, so we have a lot of crown and third eye activation, chakra activation. For me, this is where I'm really noticing most of the tickles and the stuff that's happening has having to do with this area for me, though I am noticing a body purge. Um, Again, we've been going through a period of unplanned fasting, which is, just no appetite. And, I'm drinking orange juice and I'm drinking coffee, I'm drinking tea, I'm drinking a lot of water, but I just have no real appetite for anything else for the most part. And then I'm also doing a clearing while it's happening, just like naturally. And so this is really good. And just letting you guys know that these are connected. So you have that, and then these root, uh, sacral as well as solar plexus. The solar plexus stuff has a lot to do with what we've been talking about. With there's a lot of liver. Kind of stuff, and that's also sacral. It's just kind of mixed in depending on a lot of factors, mostly where your life has been and the lives that you've had leading up to this life. And so, the emotional bodies are pretty much easy to find. You can look up this thing though. If you're having a disturbance with a specific organ, like the liver has been complained about a lot lately, if you are, or anything like that, it's very useful to find out what the underlying cause is. A lot of times we think it's a physical thing that's an underlying cause to our physical maladies, when in fact it's a side effect or a way that our body is talking to us to tell us there's something else, an emotional body, some type of healing that needs to be resolved in this area, or trauma that needs to be resolved, rather. And so typing in, for instance, liver, what emotion is connected to liver? You can Google it. You can use any internet search engine to do this, and it'll pop up and tell you the answer. This one typically comes up as anger. Anger is a secondary emotion to fear. Fear is the base emotion there. However, understanding why we're talking about anger specifically rather than fear. And I always mix those two up. So I may have even misspoke just now because they are basically the same thing. And if we understand what the root is, we can go down to it and find out that, okay, then I'm dealing with, let's say it's anger, unresolved anger, not allowing yourself to speak your truth and to let stuff out. Doesn't mean you have to cause anyone harm or disharmony, but to simply absorbing it and just stuffing it in and hoping that it'll go away, only it causes more issues, and so your body says, hey, look at me, this is an area that could be healed right now if you got some time, and it's showing it to us. As a result, a lot of people are having what we're calling Buddha belly. Buddha belly is where your stomach swells, and we're not talking about an extra dozen donuts a week kind of swelling. We're talking about actual, like, this area of our body, and it shifts. Like, all of a sudden you'll find that you're just peeing a lot, and then all of a sudden the Buddha belly's gone. This has to do with the liver, and this has to do with a lot of factors, though specifically this underlying emotional cause. If any of you follow QHHT or Dolores Cannon's work, this is the backbone of what that's designed to do, to assist people by finding out what their bodies, to assist their bodies in this now lifetime by discovering what echoes from previous incarnations are affecting their physical bodies. So this is a way to do it that's free. And so just try that out. Look it up. Finding out what the underlying cause is. Lots of time we'll find an echo throughout this lifetime too that's trying to point at it, so we know to heal it. Miss T's time. Hello. Hi, all. Mila, so happy to be here. Anxiety uptick. Yep. And very short-tempered with people. Thank you for saying that you're feeling the same way I was feeling yesterday. Some stomach bloating too. Just got with the flow. High five. Love to all. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. And it's just like, I felt like I was like doing this shell shock, like PTSD kind of thing yesterday. And it was intense in moments. Luckily it was all like within me, though it was just a very strange and overwhelming experience while I was in it. And it brought forward things that needed to be seen inside of myself for myself. So hello, everybody. Hello, Joyce. Good to see you. Hello, Linda from the UK. Welcome. Hi, Trina. Love you too. Sue, hi from Australia. Hi, Sue. Ralph, hi, Mila. Hi, all. Love from Scotland. Whoop, whoop. Oh, my goodness. After I told you all about that energy in Scotland, I heard that there was like some really interesting weather that occurred right after that. Very fascinating. To like, as above, so below, as without, so within kind of thing. It's really fascinating to see these things manifest in so many different ways. You're my token Scottish man. Thank you for chiming in. I have family ties genetically to Scotland as well. There's all kinds of stories in my family about the Scottish people of our family. And I have Swedish as well. Hello from Sweden, says Maria. Welcome. Bowel issues. That's right. A lot of people were talking about this earlier. Thank you for bringing this up. To highlight it, we were talking about like the fear, relationships is the gallbladder. We're talking about speaking your truth. Lots of times that's associated with your diaphragm and other areas like esophageal kind of stuff, other areas between your throat and your stomach. Your stomach's a lot higher up than people think. It's funny how we I don't know. Anyway, so as a result, these are areas that are very much connected also to the throat chakra, even though there's a heart chakra in the middle. So lots of this kind of stuff coming up as well. And then down through the digestive tract, depending on where that person is and their purging and their clearing experience that we're doing in this now moment. A lot of people are having it emphasized in this lower area. I know that there was a big root chakra activation that occurred for me that had to do with wings. That was a very fascinating thing. I'm still kind of unpacking that. Like, I've thought that I would get on by now and just go on about it, but I mean, I did in groups, but for the most part, I'm still processing it. So I'm not sure how to convey. This is just I think I brought it up a little bit in the conversation with Guardian and Yolanda Marie, though. Anyway, lots of stuff. I know that we also had a big Schuman Resonance spike recently, too. So that just happened. So, hi, Mila. Hey, Angela. My dad passed away 2 days ago. My mom, Colleen, wanted to be on, but had something. Hello. Thank you for chiming in and letting me know. I love your mom, and I love your dad, and I understand what you're going through at this time. Know that we're sending your family love, and we're here with you. Um, this is a sad moment, but there are very beautiful activations coming from this experience that's happening for you right now, for you and your whole family, and a level of liberation being had by all for a lot of different reasons there's not selfishness involved with this at all. It's beautiful. And your father's beautiful. Thank you for the honor of bringing him forward for me today. He's really a new energy, so he's still really tickly. So talking about somebody who's just recently passed often makes my whole body feels like someone's tickling all of my skin fibers. He's good. He's happy. He's very happy. Just want you to know that he's happy. Please say hello to your mom for me. And he's liberated is what he wants to have be said right now, for sure. That's like free. It feels like that there were so many imprisoned things happening for his normal energy, and just due to body factors and brain factors and things like that. And so he's basically been released from his he's no captivity in some kind of way, having nothing to do with the family. This is simply his body. So hello, Kenny, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for talking to me, Angela, and I hope that you let your mom know that I'm thinking of her. Joy says, I'm so sorry, Angela, to hear this, sending you big hugs. Thank you for sending love. Everyone, thank you all for participating in this. Sherry, wow, and just like that, Mila appears. Hi. Yeah, there's a lot going down, man. There's a lot going down right now. Some strong energy. I'm seeing a pattern in my eyesight upon waking last few days. Cool. Okay. Well, for me, I mean, everybody's different. There's a lot of different reasons that we have physical symptoms. I can tell you that for me, this is always sacred geometry kind of stuff. This is activation kind of stuff. It's really cool. And we'll find often that over a course of this happening for a short time, that you'll be having a lot of cool activations as a result of it too. So anyway, thank you for bringing that up. Oh, I just touched my earring, so I would like to say before I forget, do anybody know who Starry Ari is? Starry Ari had a YouTube channel. I loved her. I followed her. I only found her just before she kind of disappeared, but I bought these earrings from her. They're labradorite, and they're just so cool. And it was my favorite unboxing ever. The energy of love that she put on it. I kept that box for a while. I think about her every time I put these earrings on. Last I looked, I think her last post was like a year ago. So, hi, Kenny. Notice that too, Trina. Yes, Trina, me too. Okay, everybody's having this eye thing. There's a lot of eye activations happening lately. As we know, where there's an evolution occurring in the eye, where there's what would be called an extra cone, because humans have been known to have 3 cones. Rods and cones are how we see, right? And the range of color that is perceivable by our physical eye is based on the number or what kind of cones we have. And so having had 3 cones, now moving into this 4th cone, a lot of people are having different visual stuff. Not just this, there's another thing that's happening with the vision. It's a completely different, but also regarding ascension. there's another thing that occurs. So I just want you to know, there's this, it's not always one answer to this. The faded vision, the blurry vision, the in and out of visual range, and all the people I've talked to anyway, have gone to the eye doctor and been like, maybe my eyes are going down, going bad. What's going on? And the doctor would be like, your vision's better than it's ever been. You're fine. That's what happened with me. And then I discovered what they explained to me, Spirit explained to me, is that, so this is something that's vibrating at this range. And maybe I'm vibrating down here, right? So I actually cannot perceive this vibrational range when I'm vibrating in this other place. Vibrating at this lower frequency is not necessarily bad. Lower does not mean below something. That's just how it is. Anyway, as I raise my vibration and we ascend, we don't typically go shh. We typically will go like this. And we 3 steps over, 2 steps back kind of thing, whatever. And as we do this area of visual range comes into view and out, in and out, in and out. Hey, I'm making my hand disappear. And so we slowly start to see things. And what I was interpreting at the time of this experience was that my eyesight was becoming, deteriorated enough that maybe now I was old enough to need glasses or something like that. And I went to the eye doctor and he's like, your eyes are better than your last checkup 5 years ago. So, it's something. And this other thing, the third cone, this is a whole thing that I don't have a lot of information on it. All I know is I got this information through a channel. My daughter came to me and told me about it. And this was like, we hadn't interacted. We hadn't shared notes or anything like that. And then that same week, I'd mentioned it, just kind of still processing it. And I happened to say it out loud and alive. And someone mentioned that he had just had the same thing happen. That for him, there was some type of like bone spur that came out of his eyeball. And when that happened, all of a sudden, now he can see at night with both eyes. And that's what I started to have happen back in October. And it's still occurring where I can see clearer at night than I was able to before. And everybody wants to explain it with science. And it's not explainable because it started back when I was in Washington State. And it's occurred through these different places that I've gone in the country so far. It has nothing to do with environmental factors or any. I just suddenly am able to more easily see at night. And that's all. Like I really thought I would see a high spectrum of light. I mean, I think I do, but I just thought it would be more noticeable, like, wah! And, like neon kind of or something. I don't know. But anyway. Yes, the Buddha belly, Maria. Yeah, it's been really annoying because you could have like this really cute shirt that you want to wear, a cute top or cute outfit or something, and then you've got like this bubble, but it's not like a regular bubble. It's like boom, boom, and then it just goes away after time. And this is back and forth. This has been happening for some time. We've been reporting about it on and off for the past year. And it's surprising how high frequency, how common this is. And usually in the same course that I'm doing, the ebb and flow that I'm finding myself in. Very fascinating. Hello to you as well, says, hello everyone, says Sarah, the seed dropper. Welcome. Yeah, the Buddha belly. Matthew says, yes, the Buddha belly, energetically birthing your new realities. Yeah. And there's something else about this. So I actually did record a Ascension Symptom video the beginning of the day yesterday. And then like I was just done, and at some point the dogs got involved. And so there's a chunk I need to edit out just because it got loud. They thought I was talking to them. I was holding my phone and recording like this, and they were on the other side of it. And so they thought that I was talking to them. Anyway, one of the things that came through in this was that, the message that I've already heard and said a few times, this is a message that's come from both Archangel Michael and Mother Mary at different times, that water flows where light glows, or rather, I said it wrong. Light glows where water flows. There we go. And it's the light is what causes healing or assists or accelerates, or I don't even know. It's the juice of God, of light. This light is like this fuel source or something. Anyhow, this is how we heal in ourselves and individuals, or those around us. When we have something that's causing some disharmony in our body, it'll swell. The light will there, the water will increase in the area. So this rapid healing can happen more rapidly. We also will put our hands against the area of our body that's swelling, that's sore, to assist sending light, sending love, sending healing through this water body. And so it's fascinating to notice these different areas of your body. And I think that you'll notice over time, especially through this next year, into 2025, we'll notice that different areas of our body are swelling. And this is for healing. This is for realignment. This is for us to be in a more balanced state of being. We're entering into a frequency that we're not accustomed to. And so these other things will assist us as we do this. Pardon me 1 minute. I have had a cough that's gotten to be pretty big or annoying the past 2 days too, for anyone who's having those kind of experiences. Hold on 1 second. By the way, anyone out there that's listening, I will never, ever, ever direct message you in any way for a reading. If I am called by spirit, which happens, it does actually happen. If I am called by spirit to send you a message and I'm compelled enough to reach out to you, I will not charge you. This is something that is being guided by spirit, and so I just want you to know that, because there are people out there that are scamming and saying that I'm contacting, that pretending that they're me. There's a Facebook account that Facebook isn't cooperating and deleting the account, and this person is contacting people. So please, if you get a message from me, and if there's any money exchange at all, unless you're texting me on my phone directly, I still won't do it that way. But just understand that's not me, and I'm sure most of you can discern that. Therese is also from Sweden. Cool. Yeah, and Scotland, another Scotland, Christina. That's so awesome. There's a lot of this area right now that's being activated. So we're talking about all the way through, it's a good portion of land, this massive space. It's also through ocean. We got Ireland, Scotland. It also goes around this whole Wales, and there's this whole space that's being activated right now. And as this does get activated, I'm also getting a lot of stuff from the Netherlands, and this is up, into the area of Sweden. But this is some stuff that just, it's like turning on the agitation cycle of the laundry, and then all the water's in there and it wiggles around, and anything that doesn't serve you floats to the top. And as it floats to the top, it seems like it's causing issues, and it's actually not. It's just, okay, it's cleaning it off. So anyway, just letting you all know. This is really cool, though, that this energy motion's happening inside the planet. How it works is a long story. I don't want to go too far into this, because I would love for you all to, have all your answers. Hold on, let me. There we go. So for anyone that's interested, though, that there's these little pockets inside the planet. Before they look like tar, and slowly, a little bit at a time, they are becoming more and more like this white, liquidy, thick substance. It's really cool, and it's love. It's awesome. And as it moves around, it's creating these little bubbles, and it's kind of like pushing out or pushing up the things that have been. They feel like they're lids. They don't feel like they're bad things. They feel kind of like caged animal energy, these energies that are moving out, but it feels kind of like they just been the lid for way too long, and that when that lid comes off, some stuff comes out. Old air comes out, and so a lot of us feel it as it moves through, because we are conduits, so From Ottawa, Julie, hello from Ottawa. Weird storm last night, nonstop rumbling thunder, nonstop weird on and off flash of lightning, like on and off light switch. Very strange. Wow. I had some really weird lightning and thunder here too. It was really peculiar. I didn't know how to like, like, because it was really weird. It just sounded strange. So anyway, um, thank you for mentioning it. Oh yeah, and the hot cool flashes was mentioned earlier. This I've been noticing is weird, but it is happening where like inner body balance shifting is happening. It's like this really weird thing, and I know that this has nothing to do with age. I just want this to be clear. A lot of people just assume that has to do with like menopausal kind of stuff or whatever. It's crazy. The kiddos are doing it. The no matter the gender, the different age groups. So this hot cold flash thing, when I asked about it, it was because my internal temperature, my core temperature has dropped over the years. My standard core temperature is a good 5 degrees below what is expected. And I'm comfortable. I'm not cold. And I asked Spirit about this, and the answer was, well, light is cold. Like, I mean, I've always known that when I talk to Spirit, the different energies people have passed, when they come around, there is cold. They feel cold. They do. Movies talk about it too, and they're right about that. There's different people that use certain technology, and one of that in order to find where they are, and one of them is temperature. So this is not scary. It's just how it is. So when we have this flow in, this energy coming in, just understand that this is light. Light always feels more cold. And then we kind of rebalance, and then we go back to like the temperature of the hour, and it's hot. It's like a weird thing. So hi, Sarah. I was able to get a reset in Florida with Josie. Cool. The ocean was calling me. I felt a big shift. It was a much needed trip. I was able to release and recharge. I could feel a difference in the airport. That's really cool. I'm happy that you were able to do that. For anyone who is interested, by the way, Josie's awesome. Thank you, Sarah, for saying that. Josie Jackson has a channel on YouTube. I can't remember, LLC5 or something. I'm sorry, I can't remember her. I'll find it and I'll tag it in the comments later on. They won't let somebody that isn't, it's not your channel, put a link up for whatever reason, probably just to keep people from putting like inappropriate clips on there or whatever. However, I can do that. So I'll go up and I'll put Josie's channel in the comments for later. She's really awesome. Thank you for bringing her up. Colin, it's so good to see you. Hello, my dear sister. Just extending I love you, and to say that everything is going to be awesome. Energies are shifting. Whoop, whoop. Just as I read that, 111 people, 111 people are here. Yeah, lots are shifting. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's been a fascinating couple of months. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened for everybody. Like if you're thinking back on who you were a month ago is hard to detect yourself in that person, let alone going back to November, going back to January. It's fascinating. So there's a lot happening. Thank you, Colin. I love you too. Full moon in Scorpio was very intense. Yeah, that was a big one. Linda, hi, vegan. Oh, she's talking to somebody else. Sorry. Anyone having cold chills and sick stomach? Hey, vegan, I mentioned that. You mentioned it earlier. I believe I had read it from you. Yeah, this cold chills as well as hot flashes. Like I was noticing it, but I really wasn't paying attention until my daughter said something about it. And it's like, that's really odd. That's a little person, and she's perfectly healthy too. So it's just a thing that we're doing right now. This cold that's coming in, light is cold. Why does it, hi Miss Tea's time, why does it seem like we are being activated constantly? I know. It's wearing me out. How do you cope to keep balance? Thanks for your wisdom. Thank you for your question. It's difficult sometimes. It does wear me out. I would say that it's helped me learn to not associate this shame, guilt kind of stuff with taking care of myself. Because, a lot of us were conditioned, raised, brought up to think that you're being lazy if you're resting. And the past little while, the past few months, I've been resting a lot more than I ever did before. It's not that my health is poor or anything like that. It's we've got a lot coming in. We're getting activated a lot. And so the things that were priorities before kind of lose their priority. You kind of don't, you know, dishes being in the sink for a day instead of being cleaned immediately, or it's fine. You know what I mean? No one's gonna die. And so there's just a lot of things like that, allowing myself to be okay taking care of myself, because what would happen is I would take care of myself, and then I'd spend my time feeling guilty or belittling myself, letting all of the old records from an earlier childhood echo back and make me feel, some kind of way or whatever. No one can make you feel any way, but having those experiences and hearing myself say those things, and yeah, so being okay with taking care of yourself, that it's all right to not be on all the time, um, is the most. And meditation. I found that the meditations that I do often feel kind of like daydreaming at first, where I'm just kind of pondering, not something that you would even think that would be real. It just kind of releasing and letting whatever flows, and it turns into this deeper meditative state. Um, and so I'm just bringing that up because everyone's meditation's changing, I think. Um, anyway, allowing yourself to rest and to be okay with that. This is what we're doing right now. And it's going to be for just a little while longer. I don't feel like this level of the activations we're having right now, we've been told about for over a year. They're going all the way through the 8th of May, and then there'll be a respite. And then we're going to get some more kind of stuff. Um, and into May, by the way, anyone who lives in the eastern part of this country, of the U.S., the cicadas are about to come out soon. There's a 11-year brood and a 17-year brood. They live underground for that length of time, and then they all come out all at the same time for each brood, right? This time, there's an overlapping of the broods. So a little bit east of me, or northeast of me, rather. So they're calling it the Cicada Apocalypse. It's like a really funny thing. I've always wanted to be in the experience of the cicadas. I don't know why. I've always felt like it was really a spiritual thing. So I'm happy I get to experience it. But everybody I've talked to about that have been like, you won't think that after you hear them for 4 hours or something. Carmen, hi, brother. Had a freaking headache for 10 minutes. Man, I've been having these things too. So, like, the ones that I'm having is third eye, mostly, almost like all the time. If you look closely, you can kind of see like there's a pink spot right there again that's kind of changing and shifting. Also, a lot of people are having like the temple ones that feel like it's kind of like a hand. It's like it feels like this. And then this particular area of the lower neck and upper back area, like the shoulders and just around the shoulder blade area, that kind of, I know we don't usually call that a headache, but it feels like a headache, when it comes through there. I also will get what I call a headache in my teeth or in my gums, during solar flares. So this is something a lot of people are having. We have a lot more chakras than we think about, than we realize. We talk about the 7 chakras. Those are primary chakras, and they aren't all of the primary chakras, and there's so many of them. There are chakral systems. When you go into a chakra, you'll find that there's a series of chakras within that chakra. And our hands are the soles of our feet. They're all over our head. They're everywhere. Not all of them are within your body. Some of them are just kind of like on the outside of your body. It looks kind of like something like that, where there's a chakra like around you. There's a lot. It's weird. You can look this up and find, like, the last time I looked it up, I don't think anyone really knows how many there are. Last time I looked it up, someone had reported and listed 144 of them, which, that'd be cool if that was the number. I think it's possible. There's a lot, and so 144. When I asked that question, I kind of like got a tongue in the cheek answer, like a tongue in the cheek, yes, like there's more to it. That's how spirit answered. So, but Archangel Michael always comes in like jokey. So sometimes I don't get a straight answer. Kenny, yesterday I sent loving energy before me to the grocery store. It felt like a dream. It felt dreamlike. Everyone's smiling, engaging. That's so cool. Kenny, good job. This is something that we could all do. Anytime that you're going to go somewhere, do something that doesn't feel like you're not looking forward to it, sending energy to it. I talked to Guardian once. He was talking about sending the violet flame ahead of him to an undesirable social event he was about to have to do, or felt like he had no choice or something. And immediately after, something came up and the other person couldn't make the engagement. It was like, yes, it worked. But yeah, sending energy ahead of you. I'm having a really serious right here. Like, this is a headache for me right now. It's just like, oh, you just want to get this thing and just be like, okay, maybe I might do that for a minute while we talk. Anyway, you can do this, and it assists them too. It assists everybody. The reason we are drained when we go into these situations is we go in trying to hold our energy to ourselves, which is typical and normal and regular. However, those around are drawn to your energy and kind of want some of it. So if we share it ahead of time, it's like, if you have 15 toddlers and you're about to put out apple slices, you don't want to just set one plate down at a time. You want a tray. And everybody gets apple slices at the same time. And it's the same kind of idea. And then now you have fed them their apple slices. You can sit there and munch on your own. That's the same kind of idea, is that you're giving lovingly. You're not giving away something you need ahead of time, and making your energy easier to deal with once you get there. That's awesome. Thank you for bringing that up, Kenny. Hi, Brooke. Seeing the same symbol in your mind's eye more than once. It can be used as your own personal Reiki symbol. Oh, beautiful. Please pay attention to the feelings and events going on when seeing the symbol so you can decipher what your symbol means. Use it when in need. Let me see if I can find the rest of her comment. Excuse me. When in need. Thank you so much, Brooke. That's really a good comment. Trina, if you heard that, that's a really good point. I actually I wasn't aware of that, Brooke. That's really cool. Thank you. So I like being taught new things. And for Red Riding Hood. Yeah, shivers and purging, but a lot better now. It's actually happening. I feel new and kind of like I did in my lucid dreams before. That's awesome. Yeah, dude, we're really here. Like, we really are here. It feels less here than we are when we're doing when we're resolving the trauma as it's coming up, and so it's easy to forget or to tell yourself that you were wrong when these moments of like purging come up, unless we can notice. Thank you so much for mentioning this infrared riding hood. Is infrared riding hood, is that, after, when we're doing it, we realize we're actually in a much higher frequency than we had been keeping last month or even a few weeks ago. And it just feels like a plunge because we were up here now. And when we dip, it's like, whoa, and once we understand what that is, you also have more control, or you can use the energy in front of you easier. It's really cool. Thank you for bringing that up. This is our own mastery. We're all, I don't like the words that create separation. And one of those is the word master. I want to say everyone's a master. We are all masters of our own realities. and our own experience. Self-healing is happening across the board. People are doing it. People who, you know, work a 9 to 5 job, random people that you just wouldn't assign previously the ability to, that are doing this. And it has to do with healing the emotional bodies and resolving that so that the emotions can move on. Not understanding these emotions is more like consciousnesses rather than as something that's part of you. An emotion used to belong to me. This is my emotion, and this is how I am. I respond because that's the emotions that this body contains. When that's not true at all, they are separate from us. They move through us. Emotion, energy in motion, emotion. This is meant to move. So when we grab onto it and hold it in place, we are being the captor for the emotion, and it imprisons ourselves as well in the experience that we don't even want to be in. We all things are naturally always shifting and changing. And when in stagnation, things always go sideways. So thank you for bringing this up. That's so cool. Colin, oh, wait, there was maybe something else. My legs are covered with what looks like a couple of dozen insect bites, but I'm sure I've not been bitten by anything. I checked my bed to be sure. Nothing. Fascinating. There's been a lot of reports about this. Either it looks like bug bites or it feels like it, and there's not a physical sign of it, like not a mark. I know that you're saying you do have marks. Some people are having it to where they're not even noticing any marks. It feels like little. I'm noticing it too, and then it feels like just, I don't know, little bug bites happening here and there. It's really bizarre. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm not having it on my legs as much as I am like I'll have it just random places on my shoulder or on my back, or just different. It feels like there's nothing consistent about it. So I was thinking Janet might answer that question. Colin, I just went through a flea problem. All the rain now, sun insects are hatching. Yeah, so maybe that there's something to it. There's insects that are there doing something, but I'm not sure. I know for me, it's not bites. Like there's been occasions where I'm like, I just got a mosquito bite, but I'm noticing more than anything that these bites are actually not really bugs. And it's everywhere. It's like when you're outside, this was happening when I was living in Washington too. It has nothing to do with being in the mountains. Anywhere you are, like I have, it's just really weird. Joyce, everyone, I'm 50 years married. Did you? Okay, I know I just skipped a whole bunch of stuff. So maybe there was something that was going on here in conversation, but I am going to say congratulations and just let you all have your thing going on. That congratulations on 50 years. Tareen, it's nice to know that hot flashes, hip aches, dizziness, etc. are happening in the young ones as well, because I tend to think it's about getting older. Yeah, that's exactly my point as well. If it weren't for having the kiddos in my life, I would really have just, assumed that it had to do with age. People complain about this stuff over the years. You hear people complain about certain things, and then you start saying it out loud, and so many people, all ages, all genders, all ethnic, environmental backgrounds, everything, because there is nothing to ethnicity truly. It's just mostly where we're living and the environment of our world that we're in, the biodome, biosphere. However, yeah, to find out this is all happening with everybody is like there's something really going on here. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Trina. 2222. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the super chat. I love you. Susan, light like the burning bush. It does not consume. I feel like that is a comment to some stuff that was up above. I love this though. It's so pretty because like there's a lot of stuff coming in, and people are starting to see some things, and fire is one of those things. And it's really fascinating. To me, it's cold. The fire, I think what you're talking about is the stuff that I've experienced too. It's this, that it looks like fire, but it's also, it could be a crystal that's moving. And then when you touch it, it's cool to the touch. But usually the guides or the people that are there typically don't want me to put my hand in it. And I always want to. I'm always like, oh, and it's really pretty. And you could feel what's coming in through it. Like it's bringing in like healing and assisting in a lot of different ways. It's good to grab something. Light activator. Hello. I've noticed I'm affecting the weather here in North Carolina. Yeah, we all are right now, a lot more than ever before, because I believe it's due to so many of us that are, just more and more aware that we're doing things with intention. And, as so much more of us have started to talk about, what's going on with the airplanes in the sky. And then not long after that, all of a sudden the weather's different, that we're starting to take our power back and kind of choosing against its effectiveness. I don't think effectivity is a real word, but I like it. Effectivity. Anyway, so I love that you're noticing this. Use it. Allow yourself to use it. And I don't personally choose to just randomly manipulate things just to entertain myself. Though I find that as this weather is moving around, it kind of feels like it's asking us to call it or to send it. It really does. I don't know. I've been noticing it a lot, especially after we left Washington. Like the weather that we kept in Washington has followed us in a lot of places. It's kind of cool. It's really cool that you're noticing that. Hi, Holly. Yes, Buddha belly. For me, my sacral chakra opened. Awesome. Noticing a lot of energy I'm holding in the belly area. Yeah. This area, the belly area and below, but particularly the belly area, this has nothing to do with gender at all. Most of us do hold a lot of stuff here, specifically having to do with sexuality, sexual experiences in earlier life, or life this in time in this life, as well as other lifetimes. A lot of the shame and those types of things that were conditioned and um, brainwashed into our world, and making us feel all kinds of different ways about this, is all coming through right now. For the most part, I would say everyone has some part of this being healed or noticed lately, and the fact that you notice it and you're aware of it really does help. The sacral is not you typically always associated with sexuality, though it really does have a lot. The sacral also, I'm finding out, it's kind of cool to look, you do enough sessions, you just kind of notice the pattern. And most people store their inner child or their shadow self in their sacral chakra. It's weird. And it's a whole world. Like, it's really bizarre. And meaning that it's fascinating because there's so many, it's consistent. Why are we all abandoning the inner child into this area where we typically do associate sexuality, where we, it's fascinating. And so allowing yourself to be aware of that often is all you need to kind of take that information and go with it into a meditative state and to begin the healing. I've gone to with people, I've guided them in a guided meditation where it's channeled. I usually don't do my meditations. I just start talking and then I open myself as a channel and then it's channeled through me. So I'm on the ride with y'all. And it's cool because when we've gone down there, there's been a couple of different times where there's been more than one voice. Sometimes there's been a time where there were a lot of children's voices all in the same sacral chakral space. And I understood it in the moment that this particular example had nothing to do with multiple lifetimes. Well, not nearly as much as it had to do with the number of times that this in particular individual had shaved another part of themselves off due to fitting in or whatever reason, and then left that code of self, that um, a soul fragment, you can call it, off to the side. And it's kind of all, it's fascinating, isn't it? Well, I don't know why. I can tell you, you go to your sacral chakra. So what you do in a meditative state, um, pulling in the love of God, like we always do, grounding ourselves by pulling the love of Gaia up and connecting in the heart center. And then allow yourself to kind of watch the light like you're microscopic and inside your body. The light leaves your third eye and goes down through your belly button and into this space that's like the womb space. Above it's the solar plexus, and below it is the sacral chakra. So you choose your path. What direction are you going to go today? And as you go down into these places, you'll find these voices, these children. It's really cool. So I went on a tangent a little longer than I meant to. Hello, Anne. Hi. Sleep and rest, rest, rest. I hope you are feeling good, and thank you so much, Anne. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days. My daughter had an activation a couple of days ago too, and I'm so honored. I want to say blessed. I would like to have a word that I feel good saying that wasn't, because people keep telling me, it means be less. I would like a better word. Bliss just doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna find a word one of these days. Anyway, I feel very blessed having all of you in my life, in our lives, in our experience. Like, this just doesn't happen in previous knowings. You know what I mean? Where you get to have so many beautiful, loving people come through, have conversations, deep understanding, activations, assisting. Like, without each other, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know these were ascension symptoms. We would probably be taking, dart in the dark kind of medications that no one knows if it would really help you. I don't know what's wrong with you, but try some of this. Well, that's not working. Try some of this. And no idea what these are prescription medications. These are highly controlled substances. And it was changing my body. And then I got to find out that everybody else is experiencing these things too. That we're not alone. We are. Hey, Elsa. Yeah, we are one. Hi, Elsa. 144 classic. I know. 144 chakras. Like, I like that. Like, I would really like that if that's true. I have not been able to really find a definitive result for that. There are some of these things, the book burnings and all this kind of stuff that happened in, like, not very long ago, like less than 100 years ago, has, like, hidden a lot of the information from us. I can say that there was more than one resource that said it's 144. So that's pretty cool. Apparently, Cinco de Mayo is going to be a very significant day. Also, my son's birthday. Anyone know anything about it? Yeah, it's a awesome day. This day is a high energy day. I believe there's a conjunction. My daughter borrowed my notebook and I never saw it again, but my notebook has all the dates on it. I can say, oh, you wrote the 5th of May. That's Cinco de Mayo too. So it's known as it's a, I actually am not versed enough to explain what Cinco de Mayo means, but there's a holiday significance of this day for the Mexican people, I believe. I'm not sure. I think it's people from Mexico. And it's also going to be a big energy day for solar kind of experience too, from what I get. I keep seeing the sun because I just asked, and I keep seeing like the sun, but nothing like woo, but just there's something going to come through that day for that as well. This is a really cool day. That's your son's birthday. Happy birthday to your son. And the sun, that's fascinating. If Elsa was on right now, she'd be like, no. I love you, Elsa. There she is. Oh, why, Mila? This is where Ginger has had headache. weird ache, not usual. Yeah. Yeah. It's really a weird headache. I'm uncomfortable. A lot of people are having it. I've heard a lot of complaints. Excuse me. Uh, I've heard a lot of complaints lately about the headaches. Um, Rest is the only thing. Rest, water, and salt water are the only things that I've really found as a solution. I've also gotten that this has to do with activation from the sun too. And activation, upgrade kind of activation rather. So whatever's coming in, it's going to help us eventually. Joshua, I think there are chakras within chakras. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you can subdivide the larger constants into the smaller ones. Like a single earth can be made up of many, yes, many life forms. And a single cosmos can be made up, yeah, of many different galaxies and star systems. That's love. I love how you put that. And that's very true. It's really bizarre if you do your hand. Okay, so like, because we have all these, the hand is one of this. Anyway, we have a lot of chakras in this hand. So if you go into the grouping of chakras in this hand, in a hand, then you'll find that within them there are more and more, and you go deeper and deeper, like you're getting smaller and smaller or something. And then all of a sudden, if you go do this enough, and it's always consistent for me, if you do this deep enough, then all of a sudden you come out into this expansive universe, this massive cosmos space, and it's got planets and suns and all of the stuff that we have in space inside your hand deep down. And then you notice that you're actually in the same world that you came from, but you're on the over here. And as you come closer to yourself, you're actually finding a different timeline self, it feels like, or something. I don't even, because that self is a little bit different, just a little bit different. Everything's a little bit just like the Mandela effect is happening all the time. It's really bizarre. Really cool, though, as above, so below. We really inside look like the cosmos. It's really pretty and really cool. Elsa, yes, yes, it's fun to share. Come together. That's right. Love you too. It's so good to have you come and join. Um, let's see. Oh, hi, Sharmony. Love, love, love peeps. Yay. That's so good to see you, sweetie. So much is going on. It's going to be this is a wild ride. High pitched tones in both ears, intermittent. Yeah. Yeah. Lots more ringing in the ears, different type of ringing in the ear than before. It's a whole series of octaves simultaneously. It's kind of a beautiful orchestra. It's I would say that it's more beautiful than bothersome to me. I actually, when I start to get it, I will put my hands up, palms up, and acceptance and thank you. Like that's my little code. I think just because I have a background in sign language, like I've learned that using my voice in a spiritual place when we're doing spiritual things, using the voice, unless I've started to do it at the beginning, kind of is disruptive to me. So I'll just make a motion. So for me, I accept. This is opening my heart to it and receiving the gift of it. So, and consent is required for a lot of these things. So, as you know, we've already consented to a lot of it, but as it comes in a little bit at a time, there is more to consent to. For instance, at night, one of the first activations that people tend to get is the seeing sets of eyes at night as you're about to go to sleep, just flashing in front of your closed eyes, like in the blackness of the closed eyes. And these sets of eyes are like caller ID. They're not somebody coming to get you. They're like, hey, you want to talk? Do you want to talk? And you don't have to answer that call. You don't have to engage. Sometimes just seeing the set of eyes is all the activation that's needed. So when we try to like, okay, yeah, let's talk, then they're like, okay, thank you, bye. You're like, wait, come back, dude. And so it just playing with it, allowing yourself to experiment with it. Use your heart. This is your discernment plate. The breastplate is this is the area where we kind of use our spiritual discernment, the energy. If you don't know if it's of love or not, send love to it. If it is of love, it will return the love plus more that you sent. If it is not of love, it will flee, for the shadow cannot stand before the light. It just really uncomfortable, and it's like a repellent for things that aren't of that frequency. So using that discernment, you'll know why someone's coming in some way, so you can kind of get an idea of maybe what the kind of conversation is going to be, and choose whether or not you want to participate. So it's really cool, but this is one of the things that a lot of people are getting right now: closing your eyes and seeing sets of eyes, and they're beautiful. Sometimes they don't feel beautiful at first, because we have been conditioned by a variety of different media methods, to teach us that anything that doesn't look like us is scary. That anything that doesn't look like us is like out to get us kind of thing. And that's not entirely accurate, as we all know. So, we have our natural like knee-jerk response, and then coming back into ourselves, realizing these eyes aren't scary. They have different, different types of beings out there. Everybody looks different. There are a surprising amount of humanoid-like beings, a very surprising amount. However, there's things that are different. Sometimes the eyebrows are like pulled out and they look like they're angry, but they're not. If you look at their eyes are like, "Hey, dude, want to hang out?" Like, so just so you know, as if you're getting some of this right now, this is good to be aware of. If it bothers you, I've learned on occasion it doesn't work, but for the most part, you can like unplug your phone like they used to do. I used to like take the phone off the receiver, that kind of visualization. If you're too young to do the whole receiver off the phone thing to make that make sense in your head, you can do it visually with a cell phone concept, turning it on airplane mode, turning the phone off, and what you're doing is you're saying, do not disturb. I'm busy. I really don't feel like having engagement tonight. Every single night is a night of activation these days. And so we're all already really tired. And so lots of times when these things start to come in, our immediate response is, "I'm sleeping. Stop." But at the same time, the rest of us want it to happen. So if there's something that you want to occur, and you're in a space where you're ready for it, just try it. Allowing yourself to close your eyes. It could be in the daytime, as if you're sleeping, and just kind of invite the eyes to come through, and um, it's really useful to set up energy space for yourself just so you feel safe. Feeling safe creates safety. It's just how it works. How you feel is how it is. And so by creating safety, the sensation of safety, bringing in angels, archangels, religious icons that are significant to you, whoever it is that you feel safe, bringing in past loved ones that bring safety or brought safety, or you have some kind of connection with. And then now that you know you're safe, you're empowered, then start to allow these energies to come in. And try it. We're learning a lot of different types of conversation in a telepathic way. Most of it has, oh wait, sorry, I didn't answer this one. Most of us didn't have any kind of reference to this before. So vegan vixen, I haven't mentioned my teeth for weeks now, but everyone's teeth deteriorating quite quickly. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff with the teeth right now. It's really across the board. This has nothing to do with any particular, like background and whether the person ate a lot of sugar or did drugs or anything like that. We're talking about every walk of life. There's been this weird thing with teeth. I do know that for me and my child, we no longer, and yeah, I really very much did in the earlier years of my life until my daughter was born. I used fluoride all the time, and now I don't. I'm aware that there's a level of deterioration that's been caused by this fluoride, for a lot of people. However, I feel like that it's being beefed up or exaggerated right now during the as a result of the solar flares, the solar activities we're getting. These activations from the sun are for to help us, though there's a lot of things that we are going through as a result of these solar flares that can be also clumped into a category of slight um, what's it called? I can't even radioactive poisoning kind of stuff. I can't remember what it's called. Um, as a result of that upgrade that we're getting from the sun, there's some stuff that's dying off about our bodies. I can say that people are getting their hair back. That's something I wanted to point out because it's kind of you don't want to talk about that part because people, can go to a place of fear. We're not. We're an ascending population at this time, and there are side effects to this. And one of those things, for a time, a lot of people were thinning or losing hair, and now all of a sudden the hair's growing back, and my hair is thicker than it was like a year ago. It was really weird. Some of it needs to catch up. It's all different lengths now, but I had like all of these hairs that were like sticking up in all directions, and they were all the same length. And now my hair is getting thicker. So that's something to I have to get going in a second here. Hello, Charmony. Lift off, imminent now. So exciting. Rainbow sparkle. Woo, woo. World experiencing it more and more. Brilliant. Things await us. Man, so much is happening. So much cool stuff. We are the creators. We are creators. That's right. All things are in creation. We are most in alignment and most in our joy and most in our mission when we are creating. Everyone has a different means of creation. We all create differently. Some create by putting a microphone and a camera in front of them. That's creation. Creation's also writing, creating stories, um, uh, creation of in art and different types of music and painting, sculpture, dance, singing. There's so many different expressions, and we've always been made aware how important music and art are. They're like one of the highest understand like spiritually speaking, they're the highest energy frequency that we can give to our children as they grow up, and accessing this creator space, the creator energy, we find that we are living in the balanced place that we were meant to, and so if you are looking for a place to create, if you need a place to be heard, I do have a show every Wednesday. I fill up my calendar ahead of time, and it's on every Wednesday. Though if there's somebody who really is interested in being on my show, please reach out. I know there's been a lot of stuff that's been kind of in stasis for a few weeks as a result of like the party we had, and now we're moving abruptly, and there's a lot going on right now. However, I am filling up my calendar still, and I'm still taking in sessions. Oh, before I forget to say this, back in March, I did a discount of 33% off of my for a session, and I did this because I want to give everybody the opportunity to heal. And right now, in this window of time, this spring/summer energy that we're in is the time for rapid healing. And so I made this possible for more people to be able to access this service. As a result, I became aware how many people are not able to access healers, guides, assisting them in some way due to financial struggles. And so I'm going to keep my amount to $77 a session instead of $111. This way, more people can utilize this service. I'm not here trying to make it big. There's an equal energy exchange that needs to occur so I can do sessions. I don't need to make that much, so I love all of you, and I want everyone to have access to healing. So knowing that, if you are interested, you'll see that it still says $111. I need to fix it. But the link to my my scheduling site is available here in the description of this video for anyone who wants to schedule an appointment. It will be $77. So lots and lots going on. Love this message. Blessed. Oh, and I love you. Yeah, blessed. We are blessed. Like, I mean, I get it though. I understand why we change the words. The words are spells. They're things. We're doing it. We're making agreements and like sometimes we don't even realize what we're doing is we're manifesting a reality we don't want. We do it more often than we realize. Elsa says sometimes Ed can look really scary. Haha, kids tell me. I think she's in reference to the extraterrestrials. Oh, that's not even a good. I don't even be beings. My daughter calls them ETs. Clove oil. Thanks, Elsa, for anyone struggling with tooth stuff. Try some clove oil. I've actually heard this too, and I know that I had a tooth problem about a year or so ago, and I would stick a clove like near it, and it really helped. So anyway, clove oil is probably a little bit more easily balanced and distributed more evenly. So. Hi, Kara. She says the book Secret Lives of Teeth is a good read. The book Secret Lives of Teeth. There we go. Is a good read. Cool. Thank you. Well, I love you all. Know that we're all going through this together. I mean, I really had some struggle, some real serious struggle yesterday. And I knowing as it comes in that this is temporary really makes it easier to do. Knowing that you're not alone and that we're all doing this and that it's just what you're doing right now. Rather than saying I am sad, I've learned to say things like that too. I've said, I'm doing sad right now, and it feels different. It's removed and it's not ownership. I love you all. You got this. You're not alone.